Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at it. We are your brothers in arms, and this will be episode 31 of our weekly, semi-weekly podcast. Life happens, and so we've kind of missed the last 3 Sundays together, but that's quite all right. We actually were together last week. Greg had a moment he had to step off and said, I'll see you guys soon. And so Alex and I recorded something. It's still out there in the regions. If you want to check, we're not Russian. If you want to check our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/brothersinarmspodcast, you will actually see that episode between Alex and I. You won't hear about the first 8 minutes from that guy over there because, well, my technicality issues and all that fun jazz.
Batting 1,000.
Yeah, I'm batting 1,000, man. I'm doing it.
I was saying on my part.
Oh, Alex, you're making a face over there, homie. You okay? I don't think you can hear us. Can you hear us?
Well, everything was coming in kind of patchy on my end.
Oh.
And I think it's because I was trying to run the Twitch stream on the same computer that I'm also streaming with you guys. So
that'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, man, when you get older, doing many things at once gets a lot harder.
Yeah. And because I've been on leave this week, my beard has been growing
I was
out.
going
So
to
I've
make
been
comment
finding
of
white.
that. Your beard looks very nice. It's coming in again. Very nice. Yeah. What do you got, T? Oh, you forgot to shave this
Yeah, I
morning?
look like Greg.
I forgot to shave for a day.
Well, for those who are not seeing our lovely faces right now, these two knuckleheads. So I'm the oldest. I'm Patrick. Okay, that's Greg. That's Alex.
Yep.
I am Greg. I'm the middle.
Okay. I'm the only one who can actually.
I got you popping in and out. I'm sorry, guys.
A full facial covering, because these guys, their jobs don't allow it. But that's okay because I look better this way. But we've learned in November that when I shave it off, I look exactly like these two guys. So we are
yes, true.
definitely from the same stock. That's for sure.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's going on, guys? Everything all right?
So I'm done recruiting. I don't know if I said that last time.
No, you didn't. Congratulations.
So I have actually I have it on me. I think I just have a picture of it. Hold on. We gotta pull it up again. I want to show it for all to see. Everyone can see it. I got this at the end of the last month. Hold on. Where's that? It's not in there.
We're waiting.
Oh.
Feel alone.
Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting.
He's taking care of a situation. It's quite all right.
I have a small child that does not want to go to sleep. She refuses to sleep alone.
I do that too.
I don't.
Would you prefer to sleep alone at times? No comment from the peanut gallery. Love you, man.
You guys will excuse me for a minute. I'll be right back.
Absolutely, Holmes. So,
Yeah.
for those who weren't,
So he was
here
going to
for-
send us something.
Yeah, he was
He
going
was
to
gonna
show
send
us
us something, and
He
I
was
didn't
going to
see
show
it.
us the picture of his official "I'm done recruiting" kind of thing. Have you not seen that yet? I thought he sent it to the group chat.
Yeah, he sent it to us. I didn't know if he was going to show everyone on Twitch.
I got you.
Mm.
So, if you missed us last week, and I apologize for that, I haven't posted the audio of it yet because it requires some editing on my part. But last week, Alex and I, because Greg was unavailable, we decided to do a special edition, and we had a gentleman on Twitch who was asking some pretty interesting questions. But Alex and I had
They
a
were
fun.
kind of off the wall. Not
They
gonna lie.
were off the wall. I mean, something about whales and I can't remember all the questions, but they were definitely pondering moments. Um, but Alex and I had a good time with that. I will do my best to post that audio sometime this week. If you're so inclined to really watch it, you can actually check the backlog on twitch.tv/ Brothers in Arms podcast. It's just us two. And again, like I said, we lost about 8 minutes of Alex's opening because my ability to press proper buttons sometimes is lacking. And so I apologize.
It happens.
It does happen. Yeah.
It happens. It's
it
okay.
happens more than it should on my part. So, Alex,
It's okay.
these are on my son's desk right now. Yeah.
Livewire.
Yeah, Liberty Brew is what they call it. 50 flavors in one. And he's had enough of them to try and, decipher the different tastes. He says, "Ooh, that one tastes like orange," or "Ooh, that burp tasted like this." And I'm like, if I don't know what I'm drinking, I don't want it in my body. But yeah, he's got 2 empty cartridges up here on his desk where he typically games. And yeah, good times with that. So you did see me before we got on the chat this evening playing, I was going through Carcassonne, which is typically a board game that we play, but we have an electronic version of it. I'm not sure if Greg picked up that pack or not. We can ask him in a minute.
I don't think so.
But
I have to check. I don't remember if I think I bought it.
The Humble Bumble?
Yeah, the humble bumble bumble.
The Bumble. But yeah, I was checking to see where that was, and I played a round of Splendor before you guys got on, and the AI kicked my butt. So there's that.
I sent you a message. I asked, what was Splendor exactly?
Splendor is another card game. It's another one of you use gem tokens to purchase specific tiles that then accrue points, and the first one to 15 points wins a game. So I did a crash course of the tutorial. It took all of like 4 minutes. Played the game and lost it in 10. So that was a solid 15 minutes of there goes my time. But you know what? It was fine. I was waiting on you guys, and I wanted to see if it was worth stepping into. And actually, it might. I think if we tried to play the AI right now, though, we would all lose to it. But that's just saying.
Really?
I've finally been playing Zelda.
Breath of the Wild or
no? Link's Awakening. Yeah, Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Okay.
So I'm on the final dungeon, and Zoe got here, and I got her. She started playing it. She didn't want to play her. I made her own account. She doesn't want to play her account because she doesn't have her account doesn't have all the cool weapons.
Oh, sure.
So she wants to play Daddy's account.
Of course. Seriously, who didn't want to play somebody else's farther ahead save file?
Guilty. Definitely did that to you, Patrick.
So Greg wanted
more than one occasion.
Did you play my account at times too, Alex?
Yes.
Yeah. And the truth shall set you free. Gentlemen, I'll take confession later on, okay?
Yeah, the red robe and the mirror shield. Yours looked different than mine when I started mine, so I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play that one."
I did have the mirror shield. Yeah. That's what he wanted to show. Staff Sergeant Gregory D.
Staff
Richmond.
Sergeant.
And you have successfully or faithfully, or what did you do?
Wish to thank you. The Marines of Recruiting Station Albany wish to thank you for your valued service while assigned as a canvassing recruiter of RSS Utica, RS Albany from 23 July 2017 to 24 July 2020.
Congratulations, bub.
I'm so sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I'm not sorry. I'm happy. I'm done.
Right.
I'm not.
No, and you're still hanging on there, Alex.
Nope.
What about it, man? Like, all right, so real quick, we'll go in order. Greg, what does this mean now? You've got some time off. You've got some.
I basically I wrote 4 contracts in July because of the number of contracts that I wrote in June.
Holy cow!
And yeah, so we're working ahead. So like what contracts you write in the first month contract into the next month.
Right.
I wrote 3 contracts in June, plus I had another one from May because we were that far ahead. So July 1st, they pushed the button. I wrote 4 contracts in the system. I wrote 4 contracts in July. So I told them, I'm like, y'all, I'm good. Leave me alone. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So most of this month, I've basically been doing my own thing. This last week, I haven't even gone into the office. I've been taking care of personal stuff, taking care of things that I need to do. Right. But I have to go to headquarters on. On Friday to finally check out. And then that's it. Like that's the last like official thing that I have to do. I'm done. And then I don't have to be at my next unit until the 23rd of August.
Sweet.
Yes, I'm taking leave. Actually gonna go visit mom and dad for a couple days. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Well, congratulations, bub.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use this lightly. You deserve it, man. Take it and run. Get that time. So, good for you.
I'm envious.
Yeah, I am too. Alex, where are you now? You still in limbo?
Yep.
He chuckles. Okay.
I love this place.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So you guys have heard the term "it takes a village," right?
Of course.
Takes a village to raise a child. Well, in order for someone in my branch of the military to transfer, it takes a village to decide on whether or not that person can go. So you have to route a waiver, and that waiver has to go to a board. That board meets Tuesdays and Thursdays. They have to then approve that waiver or deny that waiver and say why. So either they need more reasoning or, something else along those lines to determine whether or not you are, and I quote, mission essential to the place you're going to. Now, I'm at a training command, so technically I'm still mission essential. I train the future operators out in the fleet. But where I'm going is an operational boat. So you have to weigh the pros and cons. Do you need somebody to stay there and train the future operators? Or do you need someone to go out to the fleet and operate? So they decide on Tuesdays and Thursdays, yes or no, and then that goes up to the captain. And the captain reads all of their recommendations and says, yes, that makes sense, and approves. Or says, no, that doesn't make sense. I need more information, and sends it back down. If it makes it through the big man, goes from the captain to basically the government oversight of where I work.
Are those
And
the
there's one
civilians?
gentleman, kinda.
Kinda.
I can't really say,
Okay. Noted.
but it goes higher, right?
Sure.
And that individual either says, yes, this person is mission essential to the boat they're going to, allow them to transfer, or no. And here's the information that I need as to why I've said no. Now, this individual is in a kind of a holding pattern in a sense where he's getting tired of getting so many different requests. So what he's doing is he's going through the first couple, and if there are mistakes or errors or they're wrong, he just says no to all of them and sends them all back.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm supposed to transfer on the 31st of this month.
Is
Yep. Yep. So probably not happening.
now is this gonna jack you up though? Is this gonna mess up who you are and what you do? And yes,
I am not at liberty to say.
got it. Got it.
Now I will say, guys, have you guys put the house on the market yet?
No. It was supposed to. And then they told me I needed a waiver. So 2 days before it was supposed to go on the market, we pulled it. Mind you, when we bought this house, we literally put an offer in the day it went on the market. So I don't really have too much of an issue with this thing selling.
Right.
It's more, it takes like 45 days to close on a house right now.
Right.
Mhm.
So if we sell the house here, we're not going to see any profit of it for 45 days. And we also have to buy another house
Mm-hmm.
up where we're going, which is going to take 45 days. So I'm going to be living in a camper, boys.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, why don't you move Caroline and Liz down to family, sell the house? Didn't hear that.
Didn't hear.
That's the plan.
Uh,
I tried to whisper, but it didn't work out well.
that's the plan.
Yeah, I already done it.
That's what I tried to do.
Like, pack up what you need. See you later. You move down there. I'm gonna stay in the camper.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else in
That's what
storage.
I'm trying to do.
For all of you who are wearing earbuds right now, we apologize.
Sorry.
It's funny. Need more to drink.
No.
No, we're not playing that game tonight.
I already played
That's
that
not.
game.
It's not even that bad.
Yeah. What? Another White Claw? Okay. Gentlemen, that's all I'm seeing on YouTube right now. Like, oh. There you go, Greg, just for you.
You drinking natty?
Light.
Gross. It's really gross. It's
That's
really
a mark.
gross. Just so you know,
That's a box. Thanks, Greg.
Oh, man.
that's nasty.
So, obviously, I'm not. I can't, and I won't. I'm not a drinker. So, what is up with the
There's
White
nothing
Claws,
wrong with
man?
that.
What's up with the White Claws?
All right. This is why. So,
Because it fits your fancy cup holder?
oh, absolutely not. No, I actually have a bigger one as well that fits the giant cans too. I'm not even exaggerating. No, so here's the reason why. So, really low alcohol. They're only 5%,
Uh-huh.
which for most drinks that's not a lot at all. Only have 2 grams of carbs and they only have 100 calories.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of you, stop popping your cans.
It's just weird. I was just playing with mine because I was
I
talking.
know, and he just
Oh,
goes.
so
4.2%,
4.2%.
3.2
Garbage.
alcohol by volume,
Oh, my bad.
3.2 grams of carbs, and 95 calories.
All right, so Greg, he's got you on calories, but you got him on carbs. So
I also have them on alcohol content.
lower alcohol, whatever. Don't care. Yeah, no. So they're got a really slick marketing. Honestly, like I like Truly's better than I like White Claws. But, no, I mean they're just like during the summer, it's hot outside, and
So
it's
drink
like
water.
drinking. It's like drinking flavored water, except get drunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you drink enough of them.
That sounds like a great plan. I love it. Thanks.
Oh,
Drink water.
I drink plenty of
That's
water.
what I do.
Yeah.
I drink plenty of water too, but they're nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm a snob. I'll go to a brewery in a heartbeat, and
Not now.
have a great Well, not right now, but
Why not now with Corona?
COVID, man, everything's closed.
Oh, got it.
That's an
Don't get me wrong. It's gotten better. Like especially here in New York. Like we're already in phase 4 for New York.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh,
Don't
okay.
don't mind the man behind the curtain. Okay, don't worry about it.
Sorry.
Or ignore.
Yeah.
No, things have gotten better. A lot of the different, most of our restaurants are doing in-person dining now. I mean, they're still
Yeah, ours are too.
they're cutting their number of seats and stuff. Like, if you go to the bar, like normally you have like 20 people packed at the bar plus, they have like 6 seats. They're all just kind of spaced out.
Right.
And then of course the governor just came up with a new one that started on Friday. Have to purchase food if you're drinking. So
Yeah.
if you go to a quote unquote bar, you have to order food?
a brewery or a winery or anywhere you go that serves alcohol, you must purchase food. So there's actually a bar up in Saratoga. It's an Irish pub. They actually, I'll have to send you the link to it. It just made me laugh out loud when I read it. They call them Cuomo Chips.
Cuomo?
Andrew Cuomo is the governor of New York.
Oh, gotcha.
So they're calling them Cuomo Chips, and you pay $1, and you get a handful of homemade potato chips served on a plate. So you spend $1. So you spend $1, you get your Cuomo chips, and then you can you can sit there and drink.
I'm sorry, but that's genius.
Oh. Right? It's kind of fascinating. Like if you there's been a lot of stuff on our local news recently talking about like some of the different, because by this point now, like, I mean, you guys got to understand, New York has been dealing with this since early March, end of February. This is old hat for us. Like, we were one of the first states to start the quarantine, and we're still doing mandatory which, by the way, the mask thing, I know we try not to talk about politics or anything like that. I don't understand why people are getting so up in arms about it. It's really not that big of a deal.
I preached in one
personally,
today, so I'm with you.
Yeah. Alex whips one of his out.
At least he's
really
not driving with it on.
Nope.
Nope.
No, that one makes me laugh to no end. But yeah, no. So just we've gotten to the point now where it's like literally like something new comes out and everyone's like, okay, it work. So
Yep. Yep. Oh, even better. Wait. Who was that guy? Was that the oh shoot. That just reminded me of the guy who didn't have a nose. Was that the one from Mad Max Fury Road? Did Immortal Joe, did he have a thing over his nose? I think he did.
he had
He did.
But he had the Bane mask on too, right? Like he had this
I mean,
business.
he had an oxygen mask on, essentially.
Got it. Sorry.
Goodness.
Yeah.
And the dog excited.
Oh, I was wondering what that was. I guess somebody tap dancing?
You're hearing the whack, 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 whack,
Yeah,
whack,
was
whack,
that a
whack.
happy
Yeah,
tail?
that's her tail. That's
Nice.
that's a happy tail. She's a happy dog.
Oh, we had a dog who had happy tail. She hit that wall so much that she split the tip of her tail and painted the house with her blood. It was awful. It was awful.
That sounds horrible.
No.
But she was so happy to
No.
see us, I'm telling you.
No.
Yep. She
It's
was
funny.
the one who destroyed photo albums and stuff like that. So,
No.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
No.
So, with this whole COVID thing and everything else going on, it's nice for us to remember back and to go back to, what we grew up with. And I don't know, what do y'all remember about your summertime? Like, for me, it was different. It was always different. Like, growing up, so for those who have been following us for a while, I was born in Brunswick, Georgia, but I was raised in Ohio, where these two knuckleheads were born.
Bless you.
And wow, he's mobile. Look at you, man.
I know, right? I'm walking and stuff. I need another drink.
Oh, he's like, oh, he's story time. Got to get another drink. But up in Ohio, we lived primarily in Shelby until what was I, 9, 10? We lived in Loudonville for 4 years, I think.
I felt like it was longer.
Alex?
Loudonville?
Loudonville.
No. Not 4.
How many?
Because we left there when I was 4. Because I remember, well, like 5. So, because I started kindergarten there. And I did half days in the afternoons.
In Loudonville.
In Loudonville, yes.
Okay, because when we moved
Yeah,
to
no, 'cause
Atlanta, I did my 8th and 9th grade year there.
Yeah, I was in 1st and 2nd grade.
And I did second and third.
Got it. Okay. Because we left Shelby in my 3rd grade year. And we moved to Loudonville. So,
Yes.
rest of 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So, 4.5 years we were in Loudonville.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. I can't believe like when you put it that way, it makes me realize how short the time that was.
I know, but it was,
I felt like it was so much longer.
It was formative years, fellas. It was formative years. So for my
Yes.
growing up in Shelby was completely different than yours, because I remember going over to cousin's house. I remember going to our neighbors next door, the Legs, and swimming in their backyard pool. I remember playing in the park in front of our house with Joey and Josh. I remember riding my bicycle forever across town, going down the main street to the Ben Franklin, the 5 and Dime down there, and ride my bicycle back, because where mom worked at the pharmacy was just down that way too, so I could go down and see her as well. That is my remembering of summer times in Shelby. In Loudonville, it was a whole lot easier to go downtown because we weren't that much farther. I would love to go back to Loudonville sometime. Like,
There's an ultra. They have an ultra marathon there.
Yes, we've talked about that.
So
Alex says
once we
no.
get that
I'm not
marathon,
running.
once we get that marathon out of the way, PT, you wanna up it? We'll
I'm. You know what?
I'm good.
Let's practice. But
let's get the marathon out of the way first, and we'll go from
yes,
there.
please.
We'll
I'll
see how
watch.
much we like it.
But in Loudonville, we had the Black Fork, which was just past. Was their names the Bilgers? So
Robert and
In
Jacqueline were
Loudonville?
their kids
yeah,
because in Loudonville, the
So
Bilgers lived right across the
Yeah.
street from us.
right across the street, and then
And
you
then,
follow that road down to the park, and then the Black
yep.
Fork was right there.
Mm-hmm.
So playing baseball at that park, riding my bicycle and playing ball there. Riding my bicycle to the city park, which was not the city park, the city pool, which was forever
Mm-hmm.
away, but it was worth it on a bicycle. Playing video games with Johnny Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
And when mom and dad were just getting, started, staying with Sonic, or I think her name was Sonny, but we called her Sonic
Mm-hmm.
because of Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was just that much fun to call her
Indeed.
that. But she would watch us, and we would play video games at her house. And again, just man, summertime was a whole lot different than it is now. We rode bicycles all over the place. We experienced things. I remember one year we had a huge, like a Culligan Man water jug that I think all three of us got one, or maybe it was just me. I can't remember. But Dad split his change between all of them, and I learned how to get the change out of it. And I would go down. I would ride my bicycle down to the this mom and pop like convenience store. I remember because the whole outside was wood paneled and the inside was wood paneled. But I would go in and I would buy that liter of cold Mountain Dew and bring it back to the house and drink that liter of Mountain Dew, and then I'd go and get another one the next day. I think I did that for like a month. But I don't know, just summertimes for me were a blast.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got to the army, summer was working at camp and
Mm-hmm.
working at Paradise specifically. So
Oh, the memories that stick with me most. I mean, so obviously, I remember Loudonville. I don't remember Shelby. I just don't.
I was
I'm
6
sure
months
Alex
old.
probably does. You probably
Alex
still
was
remember
6
it.
months
Your
old.
crazy memory. Um,
Wow.
oh, I remember Loudonville, and
And your
I remember
girlfriend.
riding my bike.
And your girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
In Loudonville?
Samantha Campbell.
Yeah, we're still Facebook friends, but yeah, no. The
Mm-hmm.
first kiss I ever got as a kid. She kissed me on the bus.
On the bus?
I think I was in kindergarten. Yeah, on the bus, on the school bus. I think I was a
On the bus.
kindergartner.
He got
Yeah,
the bus.
no, she's cool. Like, I don't message her or anything like that, but I definitely still follow her. Like, we're friends. We found her on Facebook. We're still Facebook friends.
Marking that one off the list.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Anyways, no, I remember riding my bike. We used to ride our bikes in the yard around the block. Across the street, we were allowed to go across the street. We used to go over to Robert and Jacqueline's house, play with the Bilgers kids. I remember the biggest thing I remember every summer without fail, we always went to Grandma and Grandpa's house for a period of time. Like, that was vacation for us.
Mm-hmm.
Up in Shelby?
We went up to. Oh no! When they moved, by that point they moved to Willard.
The Big Bass
Used to go to
Lake?
Willard. Yep. To go visit Grandma and
Holiday
Grandpa.
Lake.
Holiday Lake?
And then, yep, we used to go. We'd go. They would take us. They would take us down the street because obviously they own the property on both sides of the road. Take us over to go swimming. We'd take the boat out.
Mm-hmm.
I think Uncle Dave had his speedboat.
Yep.
So we used to go up, and I remember tubing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Dad doing donuts on the lake to build up the waves, and then he'd drive at them. That we would hit them, so you'd get thrown into the air every time you hit a wave that was created from the boat.
Which we were
What
very
else?
small at the time, so those waves probably weren't that big, but we felt like we were 10, 15 feet in the air.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I just the one story I remember to this day. I think Alex, you talked about it before, but dad did the donuts to make the waves. And there was like two jet skis that came tearing by, and they hit him again and made him even bigger. Dad hit him. I remember I was hanging on the back, and I remember hanging onto the tube because I was hanging off the tube. Because if you hung off the tube, you could ride over the wake. So you could really like you could go
Move.
everywhere on that tube, and it was a lot more fun than sitting inside the tube. That was boring. But I remember hanging off this tube. I remember hitting that pump of water. I remember I was on the tube and I was gone. It's just um,
Did it rip it from your hands or
but
something?
it
It ripped
tore it right
him
out.
from the
Just
tube.
Yeah.
just literally just threw me. I was gone. Um, but no, I remember. Gosh, I remember vividly. We used to go to Cedar Point.
Yeah.
Religiously.
I
Yeah.
miss.
Every summer.
Yeah, I miss going to Cedar Point.
Every summer.
Actually, wanted to do that before I left.
Liz
If
still
they're
hasn't
open
been.
yet, just that needs to happen.
Yeah, it
'Cause
does.
there's nothing like it.
It is open.
You know, mom would take us on. I think we rode the mean streak, not the mean streak, the blue streak.
The
The
Blue
blue
Streak.
streak.
Yeah.
I made as a kid. That was like one of our. I think it was my first roller coaster.
Yeah. Didn't
Yeah.
have any loop.
Then
Didn't have what?
I never understood that. Why I had such a fear of going upside down as a kid.
No, my kids still do too. They're learning. But yeah, with the Blue Streak, you had airtime. It was the first wooden roller coaster. It's the first one directly to the left once you come in, and you get airtime.
And it just had a bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Click,
So
click, click, click.
if you like kind of slouch down in your seat a little bit and push your thighs up when it clacks down,
Uh
and the guy comes down to push down on it to make sure that it's like in, he pushes down like, oh yeah, you're good, and then you sit up straight and you got like a good 2 or 3 inches of space.
huh.
So whenever you're going up, you're like literally out of your chair as you're
Yep.
coming down.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I miss the
Yeah.
Blue Streak. I miss Cedar Point.
I do too.
I do.
But yeah, no, those were the ones that like Ohio, like those are the things that really just hit home for me. Then obviously once mom and dad went in the army, so I remember that first summer, before they went into seminary when we were at camp when they were, I think they were the, oh gosh, what were they? The senior counselors or the assistant to the camp
They were
director?
Oh yeah.
They were assistants to the DYSs.
Right. When we went to Rome for those first couple of months before we went to training.
So, well, we went to Rome, but then we went to worked at camp for the summer. They worked under the Satterleys.
Right. I just remember going to conservatory that year, music conservatory.
Yeah.
So you were at music conservatory, and Alex and I had a babysitter,
Amy Bristol.
and that still, like,
She
I
was
remember
nice
that
to us.
summer vividly. Just every chance, like that was my first experience at camp. And we literally, I think Alex and I swam every day.
Mm-hmm.
We were swimming every day. If we weren't swimming, we were
On our bikes.
wandering camp or riding our bikes or whatever it was, like we were, because we were live at the time, our house, and gosh, this just shows how long ago this was. It was where staff lodging, or not staff lodging, the officer staff lodging. No. Big house got torn down
Like that summer.
years after we left. Do you remember? I'm trying to think when's the last time you were at Grandview. You remember? You know where the staff housing is at, right?
Yes.
Like it's like behind the tabernacle.
Yeah, behind the tabernacle. Right.
Right. So if you keep going, if you cross that gully and you go to the other side.
Oh yeah, I lived in those.
That's where the officer.
Yeah.
So we lived there.
Yeah.
That's where our house used to be.
Yeah. No, I stayed with you when I wasn't in conservatory. I was in that house with you guys.
Yeah, because that was
you
our
didn't have
first
to have a
summer with the
babysitter.
Super Nintendo.
Right. I did not have to have a babysitter. And what about the Super Nintendo?
That was our first summer with it.
Oh, yeah.
We got it the Christmas
Remember that
before we
thing.
moved to Georgia.
Yep.
So that was.
And we used to play the
best.
If we weren't outside, if we weren't swimming, playing somewhere on camp, without fail, we were at the house playing Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Super Mario World, to be specific.
Yep.
Yeah, Greg and I would try and play two-player games. So we would try and play two-player, but the thing is, if you don't select two-player at the beginning, player 2 never gets to play. So Greg would be like, "Oh yeah, when I die, Luigi will start, and then it's your turn." I said, "Okay, cool." So I waited, and then he would die, and he'd be like, "Well, I guess I got another life," and he would keep playing. So I never got to play.
I don't remember doing that to you. That's really funny.
You're diabolical.
I know. I'm horrible.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
I'm just saying. Then Patrick would have a few free minutes, and he'd come over and he'd play because it was like in the front room, and he could look outside the window, and we would sit in there, and you and I would watch him play, because you and I would always have difficulties. Well, you would have difficulties with parts because, again, I never got to play.
Whoops. He's just smug down there. Look at him. He's just smug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, he's Smaug.
Mm-hmm. And then we got ActRaiser.
Hated that game.
And I could not stop watching you play that game.
Was that the racing game? The futuristic racing game?
It was a platformer.
That was the one. So that's ActRaiser. ActRaiser was, and it still is, like, actually it's like one of the best games for the console. That's the one where you have it's like a simulator / action adventure game. Like, you play an action level, like where you go through and you defeat the boss, and then once you defeat the boss, then it went to like this overworld where you directed the people, and like you were this little angel, and you destroyed trees and moved stuff to build the population and whatnot.
I'm looking at screenshots of it now, gentlemen. I do not remember this game.
We still have it. If Alex didn't lose it.
Nope, it's in my my closet.
Wow.
All right, fine. I'll get it.
That one's fun.
Developed by Quintet and published by Enix.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. Yeah, no, I don't remember playing that one. Came out in 1990.
Play the mess out of that game. One game I hated that we had for that system, Patrick. Do you remember Space Ace?
I do.
I hated that game.
Why?
The passion. Because I could never beat the first level.
Yeah, it was pretty rough, man. And it was really tricky.
Oh my gosh, and it's still in the still in the same blue Tupperware case.
There's Space Ace. Yep.
Oh God.
I hated that game.
Mm-hmm. Mario Paint, Super Mario All Stars, the
Forgot we had that.
Super Game Boy with Super Mario Land in it.
Yes.
Super Mario World, obviously. There it is. ActRaiser.
That's amazing. Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
Oh, my memory is shot when it comes to these things.
Mhm.
You know what I do
Got
remember
deserts.
very distinctly from that year being at Grandview Conservatory, living in that trailer in the back, is I was wearing flip flops the night of my recital for my recital. I had to play a solo for music conservatory, and on my way to the tabernacle, somehow my foot separated from the flip flop enough for a wasp to fly in between the two, and it stung the sole of my foot, and I was so frustrated by that. It hurt a lot, and then I had to go up and play a solo after that. I was like, yeah, this isn't cool, man. This is.
What were you playing at the time? Were you playing? Were you on the trumpet?
Nope, I was playing baritone then. So I switched from trumpet in Loudonville under Mr. Sager's direction. I switched from trumpet to baritone because we needed it. And because I only played treble clef, he had to find specific music in treble clef for me to play that instrument, and then it just snowballed from there, Salvation Army wise. So
I'm not gonna lie, I'm grateful for that. The fact that I don't remember how it happened. No, I remember because I started with transposing. I would read the E flat part, add three flats, and play it in bass clef.
that's just, brother. My brain doesn't even contemplate what you're talking about right now.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy.
You add three flats and you play it in bass.
Yeah, so I learned how to play bass clef. I started in school. Well, no, I started in the Salvation Army, but I actually really started playing a horn. Like when I first started playing a horn, I started playing a horn when we were in Atlanta when Mom and Dad were in seminary.
Right.
You were 7.
Yeah.
You and Chris Nickel wanted to play the trombone because it was cool.
Yeah, it's true. Chris and I want to play trombone because
it was
cool. But then it was cool. No, I ended up playing baritone. I learned how to play hot crossbuns.
Your arms were too short.
Arms were too short. I remember that.
I got a big head. Yeah. Little arms.
And little arms.
Tiny hands.
Yeah.
Tiny hands.
We all started that same year because they wouldn't let me play an instrument because apparently your face isn't developed enough at 6. So you can't play a brass instrument until you're 7.
Your face isn't developed enough? Are you kidding me?
Apparently. According to the Army world, they would not let me try an instrument.
Goodness.
Until I was 7.
Oh, my face hurts.
Which is why I'm a percussionist to this day.
Oh, man.
You're a good percussionist at that, too.
Man. I had no idea. I thought you just didn't have the desire to learn how to play a brass instrument. No?
They wouldn't let me.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
So when it came time for all the other kids my age to start playing, they're like, well, do you want to play now? I'm like, well, no, I'm already invested in this. I'm going to play this. So.
Fascinating. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, man.
Your face wasn't developed enough, but your hands had the dexterity to drum your drum.
To play a drum.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow. Well, now I know, man, and knowing's half the battle.
Yo, Joe.
Go, Joe. G.I. Joe.
Yeah, no, so just finish that last little bit there. So I started actually playing an instrument. that point I was like going through elementary school, and I was playing baritone. I was playing at school, and I was being taught bass clef.
Bass clef.
I wasn't learning. I didn't really learn treble or didn't memorize treble in school or in the army because I wasn't playing as much. And then fast forward, and I finally started playing church, or I needed. Dad was like, you want to start playing. Once you start, playing with the band on Sundays, well, music's in treble clef. And I don't remember who. I think Dad actually told me, or I'm almost positive Dad told me. It was like, yeah, I know. You just the E flat tuba part. If you add 3 flats to the E flat tuba part and you read it as bass clef, it's correct.
That's nuts.
And it's right. So that's what I did. I would literally, for the longest time, like, I would just read the E flat part and play it as is. And I would add, just add 3 flats and play. Didn't even think about it. And it became like, I can still do it. Like, it's second nature to me. It's much easier to read the B flat part in treble clef. It's a lot easier to play it as is than it is to try and read the E flat part. But
so
it's doable.
Did you ever learn treble?
Oh yeah, no, I can read treble clef. I can read bass clef. Eventually it almost became a necessity, because it got to the point, like, between music conservatory and everything else that I was playing, it was like, I have to be able to play this part as is. And so, yeah, no, I've ended up forcing myself. I actually, it's funny as it was, I think it was Jim Squirrel, gave me a copy of the Arbans.
Squirrel.
Oh,
Point.
Old Squirrel. Gave me a copy of the Arbans. I read that thing religiously, like, for the longest time. Like, that's what I would practice out of. Actually, it still makes me laugh to this day. Dad helped with auditions, and I just remember this. It just kind of sticks in my head. Dad was doing auditions for the youth band, for the divisional youth band.
Mm-hmm.
Ian, I think it was Jim as well. And I came in for my audition, and Dad was like, they were going through the stuff like, hey, play this, hey, play that. Like, we want to hear what you sound like. And I was kind of cool with it. Like, I'm actually surprised how relaxed I was taking this audition. But after I finished, the one thing I remember Dad saying, which kind of threw me for a loop, and maybe that was kind of why I ended up becoming like pursuing music, at least out of high school initially, was Dad said something along the lines of, like, I didn't realize you were that good.
Wow.
Like, that was kind of cool. It's like,
wow.
like, I was like, I knew you could play, but hearing you actually, like, play by yourself and getting to hear kind of where your level's at is impressive. So
That's cool.
Neat.
Absolutely.
Anyways. Yeah, no, so I mean, that was my summer too, Patrick. And I remember as I got older, it was a lot of the same thing. It was started with going to camp. And then we could do an entire night just talking about conservatory and all the crazy things that happened at music, like, for each of us.
Let's save
Let's
that.
not.
Let's save that.
We can save that one for another day. And then of course the other one being, because all of us worked at camp too.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yep.
Patrick, I don't remember. Did you do any jobs other than counselor?
Yes. I did dish room.
He was a
the next
maintenance
day.
guy.
Nope. Never did maintenance.
What?
Never did maintenance. Yep. And so
Yeah.
real quick, first summer I got hired on at 15 as a counselor. Second summer I got hired on to do dish room.
Yeah.
Third summer I got hired on to do specifically conservatory. I did
Yeah.
conservatory that summer, and
I
then
remember that because we were there as campers.
uh huh.
Mhm.
And then the summer after that, I worked at Target. No, 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 no. I worked for mom and dad. I worked at their Boys and Girls Club. And then the summer after that, I worked at Target. So.
Patrick was the voice audition that year.
don't
Actually,
Mhm.
don't I
Yep,
know
I just remember coming in
bees?
and sitting there in front of them and him going,
Of course I
"Nope, that's the
remember.
wrong note."
Yeah. Alex, you can sing. You can sing. I
And
really
him
Oh,
hitting it. No,
I
no.
know bees.
Alex, hit this note.
Potch in, potch
No.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
I don't
remember.
know.
I remember that.
Yep, and that summer I learned, if you want your people to understand what you're saying when you're singing in a foreign language, give them the translation.
Mhm.
Oh well.
Grant us peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So wait. So, here's what gets me though. So you were a counselor, and then you did dishes the next year.
Yep.
How did that happen?
DYS changed.
So how old were you when you were a counselor?
15.
Holy cow!
Yep.
That's why.
I had all of this. And so the one of the weeks that I worked was older boy camp, and I had boys in my cabin who were older than me, and I was their counselor. Yeah, I think the next summer after that, it really got cracked down that you had to be 18 or older in order to be a counselor. But
It's crazy.
yeah, it is.
Nah.
It is. That was a weird
Oh.
summer too, man. But again,
Mhm.
that's for another story. That's for another night. Alex, what are your memories
Yep.
growing up?
So we were talking about Loudonville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of what I remember is Loudonville.
Really?
Like I don't remember Shelby all that much.
Sure, because you're 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, less than a year old. Kind of don't remember all that much. But Loudonville, ooh, definitely remember that. I remember getting in trouble with the Bilgers once, or if they had actually found out that it was me that had done it, I'd probably gotten into a lot more trouble.
Did you do it?
They had. Oh, I did it. Yeah, they had two cats, right?
Yeah.
They had little cat and big cat.
That
Okay.
was their
Remember
names.
those are their names.
Those
Yes,
were
little
the
cat and
names.
big cat.
Yep.
Wow.
Little cat and big cat. And Greg and I, like as previously mentioned, loved to ride our bikes. And because we were allowed to go across the street, I would always go over and see if Robert was there because Robert was my age. And I'm riding over there and I stop and I turn and I look and I see Big Cat sitting outside on their porch. And he's scratching at the door. I'm like, oh, Big Cat wants to go inside. So I go over and I open the door and let Big Cat inside and shut the door. And then I hear Mr. Bilger shouting some quote unquote expletives along the lines of, whose cat is this? And I freaked out. And I turned my bike around as only a 3-year-old can do. And yeah, and started going, right? Well, because both you and Greg had their training wheels off, so did I. So as I'm trying to go away, I noticed why the door was open, but the screen door was shut because they were grilling. So as I turned, I started to go and I fell and I caught myself with my hand on the hot grill.
Oh no.
Yep. So I had a bubble-sized burn about that big that encompassed most of my palm.
Yikes.
and I'm pretty sure that's also why I didn't get in trouble for the cat incident. Mainly because one, I didn't tell him, and two, I told him I fell onto a hot grill, and mom and dad pretty much just went into panic mode at that point.
That
Yeah.
house had a lot of summertime accidents.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Whole
summertime
lot.
accidents.
Yeah. Some eyebrows even.
Some eyebrows. Yes.
That still makes me laugh to this. I see. Actually, it's funny. I just told that story the other day.
Okay, come on. You gotta unload. Go.
Patrick, it happened to you.
Are you talking about the potato gun?
Yeah.
No, potato gun happened in Atlanta. At Arlington.
Was it land? I thought that was.
No, that happened at ACS. Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
for some reason I thought that was
Disregard.
Loudonville.
No, that was ACS.
Thought that was you and Johnny.
No, Johnny and I we slept out in a tent a lot, and it got washed out. We had a lot of sleepovers at his place too. My first interaction with Johnny, I was still on crutches with a busted foot because I had fallen off your bunk bed in Shelby, and we had moved with me still in crutches. But anyways, but no, the spud gun and the lost eyebrows, that because it was both of them. That was that was at ACS, and that was stupid.
You had been what, 9th grade?
Yeah, it was my freshman year. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, spud guns, combustible spray, and an electric starter, and
Grill lighter.
a grill lighter. So PVC pipe, spud gun, all
Click,
that jazz.
click, click, click.
I was
click.
popping this thing, and it wasn't starting. So I wanted to see what was up. So I unscrewed the back, looked into it, not where the spud is, but where you spray the combustible fluid. Clicked it twice, and it ignited. And it shot the potato, but it also shot me with the backdraft. And
He loves this story.
shut up, Greg. And so
Never gets old.
my eyebrows, I lost half of each. It singed all of it back to like nubbins. It's so we all have very thick eyebrows. For those who are listening, all three of us have very thick eyebrows. Yes. And so to have those eyebrows missing, it was very noticeable. So yeah, but that was also a summertime memory because that was like we're into the school year. We went to a friend's house. I think we actually stayed the night there. They had a pond that we could swim in, and somebody brought a spud gun, and the rest is history. So there you go.
Patrick, what happened? Well, Mom.
See, what happened was I was stupid.
Now, I'm still trying to figure out how Greg didn't get in trouble in Louisville.
Enlighten me.
And Greg, you know the story. You know the story that I'm talking about. So, summertime, right? Greg and I are not old enough really for going to camp or doing anything else. So obviously, we're running rampant around the neighborhood. Back in the days when you grabbed your neighbors and started to do a Nerf war. Well, Greg and I were very big into trying to set things on fire, as evidenced by Patrick's spud gun incident.
Right.
There was, one story where Greg had this rock of sulfur, and we wanted to see if it smelled like rotten eggs if you burnt it. So we tried to light it on fire. We ended up catching an entire drainage ditch on fire.
Oh my goodness!
Instead, yeah.
It was cement. It was cement. Thank God.
Yeah, and it was like There
Surprised.
was water in there, so I mean, it was fine.
I'm amazed none of the neighbors called the cops
Mm-hmm.
to this day.
Or duct taping bottle rockets to a Hot Wheels car to see if we can get it from one end of the pipe to the other, and it
Yeah,
never
we'd
made it all the way
shooting down
through.
pipes.
Would it blow up in the middle?
But it did, yes.
It was, yeah, well, I mean, it blew up somewhere underground.
We don't know what
Oops.
happened to it. But
Wow.
the big one, which I still don't know how he didn't get in trouble for this one, is he had this pink Power Ranger action figure. Now, don't ask me why Greg had a pink
remember
Power
this
Ranger
one.
action figure.
We found it.
Totally.
Sure.
So,
Oh, we did. We
She was-
did. We found it.
She was the hot one. Come on, guys. Let's be
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, Kimberly, I think was her name. I definitely had the hots for the Pink Ranger, but she was in her
No.
she had her helmet on and everything. So
she had her helmet on. So, Greg had rigged this Power Rangers action figure up in such a way that basically it was like it was tied up with a rubber band and a piece of like dog tag chain from back in the day. Greg and I's dog tags, not like anything else. But then he had taken that and he had rubber banded that dog tag chain to a stick, and he was holding this thing over the top of a tiki torch in our backyard.
we melted so many. I don't understand, Patrick. Let me elaborate real quick, and Alex can finish this story. Literally, that summer, I remember that summer so well too, Alex, because we burned G.I. Joes. We set action figures on fire. We blew up Hot Wheels cars. I swear, I don't understand how neither of us lost any fingers, because Dad, I'm sorry if you hear this episode, but man, oh man, did we set so many stupid things on fire that summer.
Okay, so
Or blew them up.
Where did you get the fireworks?
I don't even know.
Yes.
To this day.
Yes?
Huh?
Like, I know that I had probably a brick of bottle rockets. I had a brick of bottle rockets. Did you get into those?
Maybe.
Synchronized maybes. Yes.
I will not self-incriminate myself.
All right. No.
Neither confirm nor deny. Patrick, we found stuff wherever we found M8. I don't know how we got them. We got a hold of M80s, and
I know how we did.
Blowing up. We were blowing up action figures. Like I was just crazy. Like I'm so glad we got through that phase really quickly, because it didn't last more than a month.
His name was Sean.
There was a period for.
You guys were Sid from Toy Story.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I was that kid too. Well, no, that's very true, because I definitely took toys apart and put them back together too.
Mm-hmm. I've seen some of them.
I could very much be counted as Sid.
All right. So what happened to the pink Power Ranger?
Right. Continue. Sorry.
So he's holding it over the tiki torch, right?
Right.
Now, obviously, all of us know this by now, that if you hold something rubber over fire, it's going to melt, right?
Okay.
And if you hold thinner rubber over fire, it's going to melt much quicker. So the action figure was like a hard rubber. The rubber band that was holding it to the chain was very soft. So me, being the dumb younger brother that I was literally far away from it, staring at it like, this is awesome. What's going to happen? And all of a sudden, the rubber band gave way, still on fire, and came directly at my face.
And you're still beautiful.
Hit me right about here.
Wow.
Right? So I now have a flaming rubber band attached to my face. And I'm freaking out. Greg's freaking out. The Power Ranger fell down on the ground. And we're trying to figure out what to do. And of course, Greg does the usual older brother thing. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Don't tell mom. You're okay. You're okay.
Tell mom.
So we get the rubber band off, I get a wet washcloth and put it over my eye, and I go and I lay down in the like front sitting room that we had in
Uh-huh.
Loudonville. Like if you came in the front stairs and you went up, and instead of going to the kitchen, you went left.
Right.
That like white with like a green floral patterned sofa that we had over there up against the corner,
Right.
right next to the dining room.
Ugly.
Yeah. I laid down on that thing and I fell asleep because I realized that I'm probably not getting in trouble for this. Greg was the one who shot me in the eye with a flaming rubber band. So I fell asleep on this couch with this washcloth over my eye. And I don't know, Greg, did you ever get in trouble for that?
As far as I know, no. I don't remember actually getting in
Oh,
trouble
it's
for
coming.
it.
Yeah, I don't
So it was
remember
mom
you
and
getting in
dad
trouble
hear
for it.
this one.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't remember that ever happening. I don't remember anything like ever coming of it. I think I just either, we never told mom and dad, and this was never a thing, or they realized that the consequences of Greg feeling guilty for shooting me in the eye with a flaming rubber band was enough of a punishment. I don't know. But that was like the majority of my summers. My summers was like following you guys around and trying to do what you guys were doing. I never had my own independent, hey, I'm going to go do this or I'm going to go do that. It's one of the reasons why all of our high school teachers literally referred to, Greg or I as Greg and Alex. It didn't matter. It's like my dachshunds, right? My dachshunds are known as Frank and Beans. Yeah, great. But quite literally, like you don't see them apart. You're not going to see them apart. And, that's kind of what I feel like that Greg and I grew up as.
Yeah.
We grew up as an item. We didn't grow up as two separate individual people. And it's not mom and dad's fault because they try to do that as much as possible.
Sure.
It was everyone else. I can remember, mom getting into arguments with ladies at the supermarket, because mom was apparently lying to them and telling them that Greg and I were not twins. Or Greg and I, we're not. But they were always arguing, no, your boys are twins. No, they're not. So that kind of grew into what I did. And I didn't really start doing anything on my summers by myself until, Greg was gone and it was just me, mom, and dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did football.
I did, but that wasn't really summer.
I didn't know you did a stint
And-
in football.
Yep, 8th grade year.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was a left guard, offensive lineman. I also played nose, tackle, and defense. Played both sides.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's cool, man.
I was number 74.
Hike.
Yep.
You guys realize of the three of us, I'm the only one that didn't do organized sports in high school or in school.
At all?
Oh,
You ever play kickball?
both you and Patrick went out for a team of some sort. Oh God,
He's gonna be the lawyer of us. You do realize that?
Patrick, you played baseball and
In football.
football.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Alex, you played football. The only organized team sport thing I did in school was marching band.
Sport. Sport.
Sport?
Is marching band a sport?
Oh gosh, let's not get in that argument tonight. We'll keep that one going. That one will be going for another hour.
It's organized, that's for sure.
It's organized.
And it's a sport.
Well,
Well,
think it's a
folks,
sport.
we have given you a lot to think about and a lot to digest and a lot to enjoy, we hope. We have gone well over our hour mark. We're about an hour and 20 now, I think.
We needed to catch up.
And we did need to catch up, and we covered something that we've been talking about covering all summer long, and now we realize we've got a couple other subtopics that we need to cover later as well. So that's good to know. But I think we're going to cut it for here because, well, Greg doesn't have to go to work tomorrow. Or do you?
No, I have to still get up and take care of Zoe in the morning.
Oh,
I've got
absolutely.
actually, it's fun, as cool as it is. So some of my teachers that I've been working with, these last couple of years,
Yeah.
They're friends. They're good friends, and they want to meet for coffee in the morning. So
Oh, that's
Zoe and I
awesome.
are going to be going over and having some coffee in the morning.
Well, enjoy that, brother. Enjoy that. What about you, Alex? You going back tomorrow?
Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm. I got you. Well, hopefully you'll get some news that will be what you want to hear.
Amen.
probably not. But thank you.
All right, don't kill my joy here, bub.
Mm-hmm.
Ever the optimist.
Ever
That's
the
me.
optimist. That's right. Yep, I get to go back into the office tomorrow, and life is good. So, one quick dad joke. Just one from me. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You've really got to hand it to short people because they usually can't reach it anyways.
Oh,
That's all I got.
what kind of kiss do you plant in the ground?
I don't know.
Smacker.
Two lips.
Yeah.
Meh.
Wah, wah.
Wah.
All right. So I got one from the summary of mishaps, fellas.
Love to hear it. Let's go.
All right. So a Marine was riding on a homemade dirt bike fabricated out of a bike frame and a 38cc weed whacker engine. By the way, it was
I already love this one.
2 hours after sunset. Sometime during the Marine's Moonlight Frankenstein bike ride, he struck a hole at approximately 20 miles an hour.
Ooh.
As the bike came to an abrupt stop, the Marine kept going. Curse you, Isaac Newton. The good news, he was wearing a helmet, jeans, and long sleeve flannel shirt. The bad news, flannel doesn't prevent a broken right clavicle, scrapes to the shoulder and face, and 3 chipped teeth. Hopefully, our young Frankenstein scrapped his weed cycle project altogether. And that, my dear friends, is a summary of mishaps.
Oh, man, that hurts. I'm just, broken clavicle, which is up here.
Yep.
3 chipped teeth, and what else?
Mm-hmm. Scrapes to the shoulder and face.
And to the face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, he ate it.
He hit it hard, dude.
Semper Fi. Oh man.
Yep.
Yay!
Yay. I like that. That's a good ender. And cringy all at the same time. Oh,
Oh, it's great. Isn't
This
it?
is the best.
we're gonna have to cover our injuries in one of these two, cause, yeah.
Mine aren't that bad.
Shut up. Mine are plenty. And most of them happen during summertime, so it's fitting that we talk about during.
You two are the ones that Alex getting hung on a wall. You doing a header around a clothesline of a thing.
We both have bald skin underneath our chin.
Yep, we're both pointing at our
Guy
chins
line?
because we both messed them up. Yeah, I hit a guy line, and a couple swing sets,
Mm-hmm.
and a parking lot stop, and yeah, they're there, folks. We'll another time.
I have one. I split my face open, which was still pretty good. It's a funny story. Another time.
And there was an incident with a certain Stretch Armstrong. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
Awesome.
Actually, it's funny. It's funny. I still have a scar. I still have a scar. I have no idea where I got it from to this day.
It wasn't me.
No, actually, no. That's another good one. Oh man, now all these are popping into my head. Hey, Dad, look. Okay, we gotta stop because if we keep going,
We'll be
we'll
here all
start
night.
down the rabbit hole of all these
Oh,
funny stories.
man.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
Mm.
enjoy the rest of your time. Enjoy your summer. Stay cool out there. It's hot. But we hope that this has been we hope that this has been enjoyable for you because it's been enjoyable for us. We love talking about just who we were, who we are, and where we came from. And so, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We are your brothers in arms. You can find us on Twitter at your BIA podcast. That's your BIA podcast. Twitch.tv/brothers in arms podcast. You can get us at our Gmail at your brothers in arms podcast at gmail.com. And you can find us wherever you'd like. So holler at us. We'd love to have you. The Twitch is live, so Alex is monitoring that throughout the entire chat. We did have somebody last week, which was fun. But yeah, come hang out with us. You'll get a post on Twitter if you follow us on Twitter. So my closing remarks, love your family, love on each other, and treat each other as you would want to be treated. So, gentlemen,
As always, man, drink water, change your socks, take Motrin.
Alex,
Just wear your masks, people. Come on.
Amen.
wear your mask.
I want to go on leave.
Yeah, amen. Amen. All right, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope to talk to you again very soon. Love you, boys.
Love you too.
Love you, brother.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.